Hello, 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 hello. It is 6:45 p.m. PST here in America, so check your clocks. If it's past 6:45, that means you're catching the replay. Thank you for catching the replay. If you want to help me in the algorithms and all that crazy stuff, can you please comment, comment hashtag replay and say, hey girl, hey, I'm in here watching you. No worries, I got you. And when you come in here, please let me know where you're coming from. Say, hey girl, hey. All that jazz. So thirsty. Hey, Miss J. Good to see you, girl. Good to see you, girlfriend. Thanks for coming in, girl. You're always, we've been friends for such a long time, and you always come in the lives in the Court of Miracles, and and even if you don't catch the lives, you do catch the replays, and you always share. So thank you so much for sharing. You know, God loves a cheerful giver, I suppose, and better to share all this stuff. Share the message. I was listening to, by the way, if you guys want to share, you can share. I was listening to Celine Dion talk about Michael Jackson last night, and not that I'm anything like Michael Jackson, but what she was saying was she loved sharing the message that Michael Jackson had. And I think we all have those friends who have really, really, really good messages. Some of our friends have the same message over and over. Some of our friends have, that BS message, that small perception on life, that ugly outlook on life that we really don't share. But I like when my friends inspire me, and I like sharing the stuff that my friends, not post, but maybe the ideas and the concepts that my friends share with me. I like to share that with other people. So if you want to share down there, right? It's down there when you're live. And if you are catching the replay, you can subscribe up there, and make sure all you guys are on my email list, because it is the fall now. It is autumn. We just had equinox. We had a full moon last night. Hi, Josue. Good. Oh, there's one of my friends. That's one of my very, very first friends. A friend, a really good friend. I love you. Josue, come over to my house. Come help me clean. That's a good friend, right? A good friend will come over to your house and help you clean. Hello, Desiree Munoz. Hey, boo. Hello, Raylene Robinson. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Violet Alfrey. Hello, hello, hello. So I'm going to get right into my conversation. I said whatever jumps up at me, I'm just going to take it, and I'm going to flow with it. Recently, we have been studying the Course in Miracles, and in the Course in Miracles, today's topic was placing your future in the hands of God. Now, something really important to be said here about this is what they said was lots of people say, do the will of God. Yes. Or not my will, but God's will. Aleister Crowley always said, thy will be done. And Aleister Crowley got in so much trouble for so many different things. But Aleister Crowley, what I loved about thy will being done, Aleister Crowley understood you do walk and live and breathe and have your life because of God, which translates to love. Yes. So you live, breathe, move like, act like, feel like, talk like, walk like, move like, work like, love. Period. Anything else is ego. We've already talked about that. Anything else besides love is ego. So when we move like, act like, love, and we're coming from that place of love, whether it's in our work, whether it's in our teaching, whether it's in our friendships, whether it's in our relationships, we're always coming from that place of love. Therefore, when thy will is done, sometimes sounds egotistical, but let's not get going in the ego, because thy will, when you understand thyself, you understand that thy will means God's will, which also translates to the will. Will translates to thought. So you would think love, still with me, And what you think, you create, so therefore you are creating a life of love. The problem is that most humans, they forget about the love. They start going to the place of judgment. This is good, this is bad. They start going to the place of, well, she did this to me, well, he did this to me. They start going to the place of, well, what about this and what about that? If it ain't love, don't buy into it. Period. It's that simple. And when you are placing your hands when you are placing your future in the hands of God, you are understanding you are placing your future in the hands of love. And in love, there are no flaws. It is flawless. I remember talking to an angel one time, a very great angel. And I said, okay, but where's the flaw? Where's the flaw? Where's the flaw? I'm trying to find the flaw. They were explaining something to me, and ego wants to explain things to you as, what do you have to do? What are the action steps you have to do? What do I have to do? What do I want? What is my intention? But we understand that our intention is to do God's will, because that translates to the will of love, to have loving thoughts. If I go into Marianne Williamson talked about this. If I go into a business meeting thinking, oh, what can I get from this? I'm looking for a transaction, therefore I'm not looking for love anymore. Let me see. It was in my notes. I took my notes. It says, my ego mind thinks it knows what needs to happen. Again, ego is edging God out. That's what Wayne Dyer says, right? And so when you edge God out, you're edging out love, which means that you're taking place from your personality and what has always been, and you're not giving room for what is now or what has the potential to be. Understand? So my ego mind thinks it knows what needs to happen. This is supported by some modern perspectives that present themselves as very enlightening. What is your intention? What do you want to have happen? Our intention is that God's will be done. God is love and will is thought. May my mind be filled with love and not stray, because to the extent to which I stray, I go neurotic. And neurosis is separation from self. Remember, the truest success is the development of oneself. By the way, if you guys want to share, you can go ahead and share down there. I want it to be God meeting God. I want it to be Namaste consciousness. I want natural intelligence. Natural intelligence is a win-win for all. So if I go on a prospect call, for those of you guys who are prospectors, if I'm on a prospect call, some coaches and gurus and people who identify with the ego will tell you, hey, listen, you want to make sure you close them. You want to do this, you want to do that, you want to, hit them under the gut, you want to get their emotions. All that's fine and dandy, hunky-dory, and it works. I'm not going to poo-poo it. I'm not going to clock anybody's hustle. But when you come from a place of love and that compassionate listening that we talked about, what I love in my work is talking to the soul. I don't have time to talk to the ego. And all of my clients, actually, I tell all of my clients, I say, listen, I don't care what you tell the preacher at the church house. I don't care what you tell your coaches. I don't care what you tell your mama. Because when you come work with us, we work with the highest self, which means we work one-on-one with the soul, which means, please forgive me, but you can't bullshit your highest self. So therefore, it's no longer on your coaches, your gurus, your mamas, your preachers, anything like that. Now you got to go within, and now you got to do your duty, and you really have to come face to face with all that stuff that you've been sweeping under the rug. You have to come face to face with all that stuff that you've pushed off in the past. You have to come face to face with the very things that frighten you, and that's a beautiful experience. However, when we go into Also, when we go into working with the very thing that lays dormant within, that natural intelligence, you see, that has a story. And that has a beautiful story. And so when we shut up as people who prospect, when we shut up and we listen to the other person, what I tell people is, your past, I want to know where you're at, where you're going, and what action steps you're going to take to get there, right? And so the soul, in order for the soul to tell me where they're at now, in order for the person to tell me where they're at now, they got to tell me where they've been. And I think that is a beautiful experience. And I think that is what teaches me the most as a person who works with the public, and a person who is always trying to serve the people, and a person who's always trying to raise the vibration of universal consciousness as a whole for all of us. Because, when one suffers, we all suffer. So imagine if we all started growing together, and if we all linked arms and said, hey, you know what? I'm flawed, you're flawed, let's get together, let's go serve these people. Imagine how powerful we could all be, right? But instead what you see people doing is they talk about, oh, woe to me. They talk about this, how their mom treated them when they were 8, how this happened to them in their past, how this happened to them here, how this happened, this happened, this happened. The church did this to me. The school system did this to me. The religion system did this to me. It's like, listen, I understand. I hear you. Life ain't fair to most of us. But unless you see the problem, and now when someone like me comes into their existence, no more excuses, you see. Now I'm going to become a solution provider to your problem. And if you decide not to change what you're doing, you're no longer a victim child. Darling, you are an accomplice. And that's what it boils down to. It boils down to us sitting there crying to God, asking the universe, please send me people to come help us. Please send me people. Please send me people. All of a sudden the people show up and we're kind of like, oh, well, don't send me those people. No, because those people tell me the truth and I don't want to hear the truth. It's not that you can't hear the voice of God. It's that you don't like what the voice of God is telling you to do. Understand? So when the voice of God, you're sitting, not you maybe, but some people are sitting there praying, asking, what could I do? What should I do? Should I go east or should I go west? God says you should go west. Something inside of you says go west. So you, instead of saying, okay, I'll go west, you say, but why should I go west? Well, maybe okay, well, let me see. If I'm supposed to go west, why don't you go ahead and send me a sign? Send me a sign to tell me why I should go west, when in reality, the signs are all around you, child. All around you. There are signs everywhere. And it goes much more deeper than angel numbers and parking places, as America's Life Coach would share with us. It goes much deeper than that. When you place your life in the hands of your future, in the hands of God, you surrender everything. Now, surrender does not mean to just go with the flow. No, not go with the flow. Surrender does not mean to say, oh, not my circus, not my monkeys, I'm giving this away. It could. But surrender is more of a decision to say, my ego has got me here. It has very little to do with where I'm about to go, where I want to go. How am I going to trust how am I going to trust the very thing that got me here? That judgment. The very thing that criticized me all my life. The very thing that held me captive and wanted to keep me safe, because the ego's job is self-preservation, right? We manufacture the first 7 years. We manufacture our life and this world. We manufacture it in our mind, and we moderate it through our mind, through our personality over the years. And pretty soon the soul wakes up, the spirit wakes up, something happens, something happens. You have an aha moment, but you go in and you figure out, hey, wait a second. Wait one moment. This thing that claims that it's keeping me safe, this thing that claims that it's keeping me, that it's a red flag, that it throws red flags, it's keeping me in bondage. It's keeping me captive. It's pulling me by the ring of my nose. So your spirit comes and your spirit's like, here, let me take that ring out. Get rid of it. You look like a fool with that thing in your nose. Now, instead of telling you what you have been and what you are observing, spirit comes into you and awakens to the potential of what you can be. Understand? And now you have to spend 7 more years kind of unlearning everything that you have learned, kind of like Master Yoda teaches us, yes? Hello, Pedro Rodriguez. Hello, Eula. Hello, Megan. Hello, Angela. Hello, hello. Hello, Rebecca Bryson. I've been reading a lot of Jeremiah, Psalms, and Proverbs lately, just opening my Bible and letting the Spirit guide me. It's always what I need. Oh, you can learn a lot. Hello, Christy Campbell. You can learn a lot when you open the big book, you know. When you open the big book, any book, really. But then there comes a time in your life where you're going to have to put the books down and go within. You've got to put the books down and go within. The books can only tell you so much. And somebody got frustrated with me the other. She didn't get frustrated. She was just like, but you have tons and tons and tons of books. You're just a juicy contradiction, Jack. And I said, I am a juicy contradiction. I do have tons and tons of books, and I love reading. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. But sometimes I have to put the books down, go into my quiet, right? In that still small place that I learned in the Course of Miracles today. Where my thinking is faulty, correct me. Because even in the quiet, my mind will run, and I'll let it run. And sometimes people tell you with meditation that you have to shut the mind up. I don't say to shut the mind up. I think you should open the mind and shut the mouth up. That's what I think you should do. I think you should close the mouth, close the eyes, open the ears, open the mind, and open the heart to all the juicy, wonderful stuff that lies dormant within you. That's where the secret is, you know? That's why Abraham Hicks, I love what Abraham Hicks says, they called it the secret. They should have called it, we're still keeping the secret, because they don't go into any of that. It's fine. You know, you can use magic to power, the power of your mind, really, is wonderful. You can use the power of your mind to make what you want happen, you know, using the universe to serve your to-do list. That's fine. That's all fine and dandy. You want to do that, go ahead. You can. You have every right to. You're a human being. But most of us are spiritual beings having human experiences. Therefore, it's a little bit difficult to do that, because then, even when we do something like that, when we're serving our to-do list, and when we're serving what we feel is the smoothest course, and when we're serving what is easy to us, we're still not fulfilled. Even when we are in flow, we are not fulfilled, right? That's when it comes to the miracles. You know, miracles say, I place myself today in the service of universal love, that when left to its own devices, will lift me and all other beings to the highest level of joy and possibility. That's what it is. That's the difference between the magic and the miracle. That's the difference between creating the life you want and finally saying, okay, now, this is, Miss Arkansas said this, you plan as if you're going to do it alone, and you let go, and you let God do the rest for you. God meaning love, the divine, everything that is child, right? But what if you can't? My mouth doesn't ever close. Girl, then stick a fork in it, Miss Letty. Hello, Miss Letty. Finally, you caught me live. Miss Letty always catches the replay, and she'll be like, why is he not talking to me? Why is he not talking to me? My mouth doesn't ever close. Good, don't close that mouth. Closed mouths don't get fed. I'm loving them brows. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You sure are a fast talker. I know, you know, lately I've been noticing myself talking super, super, super fast. And then sometimes I'll go into trainings and I'll talk so slow. And I'll be so zen because I don't care about anything. And I'm like, whatever, whatever. But then I kind of feel enthusiastic, which enthusiastic comes from the Greek word meaning theos translating to God. So really you're inspired, so you're in spirit. So I guess it's fair to say that I got a river of life flowing out of me right now, and I'm having a good time with life, and I'm living life to the fullest. And I think I have so much that I want to share that I can't get it out fast enough. I love your ears. Stop it. Stop it. That's it. Get out of my Facebook Live right now. Get out of here. Hey girl, hey. Hello, Bobby Lee Rose. I made this. I love when I have this on with earrings, Miss Letty, and the face painted to filth. I do look like something. But anywho, I want to leave with this. I brought my book with me. I think it is time now to... Well, no, I don't want to go yet. I don't think it's time. I still got a lot to say about leaving your life, surrendering your life. You know, Oprah talked about when she wanted to be in the color purple and she didn't get the job. So she went to the fat farm and she felt sorry for herself, and she was walking the track, and I think she's you know, Twinkie or something. She was at the fat farm walking the track feeling sorry for herself. Now listen, because there's a point here. You feel sorry for yourself, and when you're feeling sorry for yourself, that's the best time to call on something that is bigger than you, that you don't even want to give a name to, all right? Because when you talk to that, the book of Jeremiah, right, Miss J? The book of Jeremiah says, you will talk to me and I will answer you. You will seek me and you will find me. You'll pray to me and I will answer you, right? So, when you talk to that, she was at the fat farm and she broke down and said, I surrender all. And she was singing that song, I surrender all, I surrender all. Do a makeup tutorial with eyeshadows, please. You know what? I'm going to go to your house and we're going to do our own tutorial, Miss Letty. How about that? It's been a long time since I've seen you and we need to catch up. But she said, I surrender. I surrender all. I surrender all. And surrender, remember, the ego wants you to think that if you surrender, life will be crazy, that you won't care about anything anymore, that people will walk all over you, and that life will be pure chaos. But if we are really honest with ourselves, your life is chaos now. So but surrender to something that is bigger and more powerful than you, that you cannot name. Let go and let it allow you to be. You see, many times people are just, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Don't be a human doing. You're not a human doing. Keisha Bass said, you're not a human doing. You're a human being. When you're worried about what I should do, worried about what I should do, worried about what I should do, you're focusing on the future. You're worried about the future. Stop worrying about the future. You cannot, you have the power to change the future, but only in this moment. This is the only thing that exists right now. Right now. This is the only thing that exists. So, worry about where you, not worry. Worry is kind of like praying for things you don't want to happen. So, focus on where you are at right now, in this time, space, reality. Where are you at? What are you doing? Right now, some of you guys are just sitting down watching a little gay boy on Facebook Live. I ain't judging you. I ain't judging, right? What are you doing with your life? Are you listening to good things? Are you feeding the mind good things? every day. Hello, Jerry Cabanilla. You are crazy, Miss Letty. That's why I love you, and I think that's why we're friends, because you are what you attract. And when you put your future in the hands of God, you start attracting crazy people that understand you, crazy people that just get you, crazy people that don't care about how many flaws you have. They don't care how much of a drunk you are. They don't care how gay you are. They don't care that you're a man dressed in girls' clothes and wearing nail varnish. They don't care. They love you. And when you are with God, that is all love. All love. Anything else is just the ego. Somebody said, how come you always say my God? How come you always say my God? And I say, because it is my God. It's mine. My God. I love my God. I love the very thing that lives, that I live and move and have my being in. All right? I love that. I have a personal connection with that. And people say, oh, God is my co-pilot. I'm like, why would you have God be your co-pilot? God should be the pilot. You should be the co-pilot. Put your ego as the co-pilot. Put your personality as the co-pilot. Put Jack as the co-pilot. These days, I put Jack as the co-pilot. And I thank God I put Jack as the co-pilot too. Because then it's nothing but love. Pure, wholehearted love. Every conversation, every person that comes into my life, every moment is just love. Don't get it twisted, because sometimes Jack will jump right in and be like, let's get one thing straight. I'm not. All right? And you will not talk to me a certain way, and you will not do this. He don't show up that much. That Jack don't show up. But it will if I'm provoked. So don't test me. What? You're gay? I'm not gay. I am not gay. I'm just an artist. Excuse me. I'm a makeup artist trying to make a living in this crazy world. No, I'm just kidding. Of course I'm gay. I'm as queer as Christmas and Blooming's child. What does Bianca Del Rio say? I'm so gay, my butthole has a list. No, but I was talking to one of the kids recently, and he says, I am gay, Mr. Jack. And I said, oh, good for you. Good for you. And he says, yeah, but Mr. Jack, I don't want to be gay. And I said, well, that's just too bad, darling. It's not what we want sometimes. It's not about what we want. It's about who we are and who you have the potential of being. I used to always say I didn't want to be gay. I used to always say I didn't want to be gay. Now, I cry when I have dreams that I was straight. I cry thinking that I'm going to be a straight. Can you guys imagine me straight? Or worse, imagine me inside of a closet. There would be no justjack.com. There wouldn't be anything. And I love the fact that I came out. But what I was telling the kid was, maybe right now, we all have our little demons. Yes. We all have things about us that we don't like. We all have things about us that we wish we could change. We all have things about us that maybe we try to pretend are not there. But I think once you can come face to face with those things, sometimes slap them across the face, sometimes kill them, sometimes accept them as part of you. I think it's in those moments where you can really understand pure, 100% authentic, genuine love for yourself. For yourself, even if you're a faggot. You know, who cares if you're a faggot? No one cares. You know, and he said something very interesting to me that I must share, because he says the church does not want me to be gay. I said, oh no, it would not be beneficial for the church to have you gay. And I said, and you have to go and do your research now, not only on your Christian history, but also on your gay history. Because one must question why the Christians don't want us to tap into our fullest, highest, queerest self. one must question, and this is not saying anything about, excuse me, the Christian as an individual. We are talking about the collective as the whole of the church, you see. You have to go back and look why. And even if you don't want to be gay, but you're gay, you have to know your history. Even if you do want to be gay and you're gay, you have to know your history. You have to know what has been, whose shoulders you stand on. You have to understand that. Otherwise, you're jeopardizing everything that we worked for. You're jeopardizing everything we worked for. You're the problem now. You're the problem. Not just, it's not lying to yourself. It's seeing things a different way. It's seeing yourself for a different way, for crying out loud. Instead of seeing gay as ugly, as terrible, as some big sin, instead of seeing it that way, why don't you see it as fabulous? Why don't you see it as that? Why don't you see it as, hey, guess what? I'm just Jack.com and I'm here to tell you that I'm here, I'm queer, get used to it. Why can't you tap into the power that we as gay men actually have? Do you know how powerful you are as a gay man? Do you? Okay, how about this question? If you're a biological straight woman and you know a gay man, don't you think he's very powerful? I mean, that boy can go through your closet, find the ugliest thing, put it on you, and you think, what the heck? That boy can turn you from $0 to $1 million in 2 seconds. You know, that boy can, every girl needs a faggot. Every girl needs a faggot in their life. I think every person needs a faggot, and a faggot friend. That's what I call them. I love mine. I don't know what I'd do without my faggot friends. My faggot friends, when sometimes I'm feeling, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to share the love. I'm sick of people. I'm sick of humanity. I'm sick of the BS, the minutia. I'm sick of negative people. I'm sick of it all. My faggot friends are the ones to be like, okay, girl, I see you, I've listened, but now get your butt up. Get your butt up, because you're the one in our friends who is actually going to go out and do things. You're the one who inspires us. You're the one who, those people that say, don't forget us little people, you're going to be somebody someday. It's you guys. You guys, it's your faggot friends always help with that. It's like they've been so hurt. They can see past every flaw that your ego is criticizing you with. They can see everything. They can see beyond the BS, way down deep into your soul. Those faggot friends, they can see the beauty that lies within you. The beauty that you can't even see in yourself, because your mind is so cluttered with what they say, or what they did, or what somebody out there did to you. Well, let me tell you, darling, from one faggot friend to you, nothing external from you, no, not you, please forgive me, nothing external from me has the power to affect me internally. And I want to share that with you. I don't think that anything external from you has more power over you internally. You have a mind. You have a mind, a powerful mind. Not only a powerful mind, you have a heart. And when the two work together with the soul, move out the way, because there ain't no stopping you. Look at this. Look at people who work with their soul versus people who work with their ego. That's your homework. Take a look around you and start questioning, is that person coming from a place of love, or is that person coming from their ego? Anything other than love is ego. You say it like it is, and that makes you the great human being you are. Hello, Lorena Lopez. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. Everyone needs a BFF, bestie, faggot friend. Creds to my son. Oh, yeah, creds to your son, girl. Be honest to your true self. That's right. Hello, Tanya Hendricks. Hello, hello. Thank you for sharing. Let me see. You are straight to bed. Well, I mean, $20 is $20. Times are hard for a pimp. Just kidding. Hey girl, hey, we need to chat. We need some time to chat. You call me up, Nikki Center Ward. Call me tonight. Actually, you've been on my mind lately, sir. You mean madam? I'm actually doing another challenge that you'd probably be interested in. By the way, I'm doing a challenge with some of my friends, so if you guys want to be part of that, go ahead and send me the link or message me on Facebook, which is better because then I can just send it right away to you. Does anyone agree that Jack should do a makeup tutorial? He does makeup better than professional artists. Let's take a vote. Excuse me, one moment please. That ship has sailed. Actually, you know what's so funny is that here we go again with the difference between ego and spirit. Some people say, how do you know the difference between ego? How do you know the difference between spirit? Because ego always yells at you. Ego is always going to yell at you. You need to do this. You need to do this. You should be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. What is wrong with you? That's ego. Spirit is dignified. Spirit is calm, cool, chill out. So when my spirit says you need to be doing makeup videos, my Jack says, homie, oh no, I'm not doing makeup videos. They take too long. I'm not doing makeup videos. I don't have a makeup audience. You know, these people, I don't really want to do it. It takes too much time. And my spirit just sits there and says, but you need to do makeup videos. And then things like people like Miss Letty come into my existence, you see. When you put your future in the hands of God, people just start coming. And people, Miss Letty will remind me, you need to do some makeup videos, which is really her soul speaking to my soul, telling me, little girl, I'm sick of your excuses. Get your butt to work. What are you waiting for? Hello, William Livingston. Hello, my friend. I sent you a message. Message me back, my dear. It's a very... One must always remember that there ain't nothing better than silent success, right? And insecurities are so loud. Insecurity is loud. It'll slap people in the face. Insecurity yells as if it's going to scare me. When in reality, it's not so much of scare me, it's more of, child, you have issues talking to me like that. And I just zone people out when they yell at me because I know they're coming from a place of fear. They're not coming from a place of love. And I think that when it comes to that ego versus spirit, confidence is silent. Insecurities are loud. The spirit is confident. Ego, very insecure. The ego is very insecure because the ego knows that in love, in the moment of love, it does not exist. The personality no longer exists in the moment of love. In love, there is no more fear, and ego is really built on fear, right? That thing, there's no more. And so it's insecure about itself because it knows it's dying. Little by little, you're killing it. You, as a leader, you're killing it. You're killing your ego, hopefully. Well, I don't think you should kill the ego. I think we should educate the ego. Because, and you know what was so cool is that it doesn't always have to be, Here I am. Oh my gosh. La 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 la. Hi. Hey girl. Hey, it's just Jack.com. Lots of times I can just be chilled out. Yesterday I was watching Lisa Torres Allen. If you don't follow Lisa Torres Allen, go follow her. I've been learning a lot from her lately. And so I was watching Lisa Torres Allen, and I'm sitting there and I'm writing my notes. Just writing my notes. And my grandmother comes and she says, is that gal a motivational speaker? And I said, no, why? You feeling motivated? And she says, no, she doesn't talk like a motivational speaker. I said, that's what I love about her, is because she has that thing about her where I've seen her, give many trainings, but she has that thing about her, which is she's no BS. She's no nonsense. She's not going to try to create urgency. She's not going to try to create something that's not even there. She's just going to show up, do her thing, and if you get it, you get it, and if you don't, you don't. Ain't nothing else to it. What more is there? What more is there besides that? It's, hey, what she does, and this is what I've learned. What she does as a marketer is she doesn't worry about getting people's money. She doesn't worry about getting people to join her company. She doesn't worry about people, any of that stuff. All she does is invites people to take a look at what she has to offer. And Lisa Grossman teaches us. Don't get upset when people say no, because smart people, they usually take a while to say yes. Smart people. Smart people watch you for a while, and then they figure out, okay, is this something I want to invest my time in? Smart people do that. But we were watching her, and she was just calm, cool, and collected, and so Kiki sat down. My grandma sat down next to me, and she's watching her, and she goes, look at that house. And I said, yeah, yeah. And that's the old house. You should see the one she built now. I said, that's the old one she used to live in. And my grandma goes, what does she do? And I said, well, she teaches marketing and, all that stuff. I said, she does this. So my grandma's watching her. She goes, she does everything you do. And I said, well, who do you think I learned from? I learned from the best. I have to learn from somebody, right? I need to listen to somebody. I need to learn good stuff for my soul to feed on. That way I can regurgitate it to my audience and regurgitate it to my friends and give it out more and go and serve people, right? And so then my grandma's just staring at her, and she says, hey, how come you haven't built no house yet? And I said, have you forgotten that we're building a frickin' youth home? Like, hello, where have you been this past year, Victoria? And she goes, oh, yeah, you're the youth home. I forgot. You're building the youth home. And then she goes, I don't know why I forgot. And then she goes, well, when is it going to be built? And I said, well, now you know why I have Lisa Torres Allen on the television set. Because we have to learn from people who have come before us, and we teach people to come after us. Yes? And that is what it's all about. People, the right people always come at the right time. The teacher comes when the student is ready. So, therefore, when I'm ready to have the learning experience from marketing, guess who shows up on my marketing? Lisa Torres Allen. Diane Hockman. When I need a nice swift kick in the butt, Lisa Torres Allen shows up. When I need to learn something about, maybe myself, Alan Watts shows up on my YouTube. When I'm going through a Course in Miracles, Marianne Williamson shows up on my YouTube. When I just want my soul to sit back, relax, a Super Soul Session comes up on my YouTube. And when I'm just feeling like being Jack and not caring about nothing, and I just say, I just want to be here in this moment, that's when Dolly Parton shows up. So, excuse me. The point is, surrender, Dorothy. Surrender all of it. All of it. Forget what you knew. Forget what you've been told. Forget what they told you. Forget what you bought into. Start buying into good stuff that's going to serve you. This is so awesome about the youth house. Thank you very much. That's just so awesome. Thanks. When I need a kick in the butt, Lord Jesus, I opened Facebook and there's my Jack. I did a training today and you were in it, Sarah Turner. So thank you for being there. My hair is dark brown. Holla, holla. Welcome back, Miss Letty. My swift kick in the butt is you, gorgeous. I don't know why people say that. People are weirdos. They're like, Jack, I need a kick in the butt. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that to you. Your ego doesn't your ego do that to you already? But I think what happens is I speak the truth, so they take it as like a kick in the butt. Because I'm they'll again, here we go back with the ego versus the spirit, the soul, right? Because the ego will tell me, oh, Jack, here's my BS justification explanation why I'm failing. Jack, here's my BS justification about why my business is not the way I want it to go. Jack, here's the story I've been telling myself that I bought into on why I'm not expanding. And I'll sit back and I'll listen and I'll say, does all that make sense to you? Do you really want to look at life that way? Through those rose-colored glasses of yours? And they laugh. This is why I love you, Jack, because you tell it like it is. And then I'll tell them, maybe, just maybe, you want to do this, and this. And they'll say, oh, no, Jack, I'm too scared to do that. And I said, well, you know what? You need to be doing this. So when you're not too scared to be doing this, then you call me up. And what do you think happens? They go out into wherever they go to. And they do it on their own, and which is fine. You know, more power to you if you can do it on your own. I just like working as a team. I like working with people. And they'll come back. And they'll say, oh, Jack, you know, twigs in their hair and messed up, scabbed up knees and all that kind of stuff. They'll come back and they'll say, okay, Jack, I'm ready. And I say, are you still scared? And they'll say, no, I'm not scared no more. I said, good, because where we're going, you will be. You will be. I think that expansion is not scary. Expansion is those butterflies in your stomach that tell you, oh my, here we go again. Are we ready for this? And because you're constantly expanding, you're used to it. You're used to the expansion. You're used to, people say, how is business? And I say, expanding. You know, last time we were here, we talked about stagnation. Don't become stagnant. Expand. Blossom. Grow. Bloom. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. No, you're just getting this. You're just the same person you were last year, getting the same results, doing the same thing. And it's a seasonal thing. You know, what do you want for this season? For this season, I had to sit myself down and ask myself that question. I had to sit myself down and ask myself, what do you want for this season? I said, okay, I want to go serve people. Okay, Jack, that's fine. And here, once again, here I go with my ego. My ego says, but you said 3 years ago, I learned you don't got to get it right, you just got to get it going. So I started YouTube, I started Instagram, I started Twitter. It's all out there. It's there. I just don't do anything with it. It's just there. And then year 2 comes and I say, okay, well, what are you going to do? And then now year 3 is here. And so now year 3, the ego, justjack.com, has to step in and say, listen, Queen, you told me 3 years ago, you don't got to get it right, you just got to get it going. And maybe, just maybe, later on, you'd go and do a little bit more and do a little bit more. But I haven't seen you be doing a little bit more with your YouTube and your Twitter and your Instagram. And I'm kind of like, do I have to? Do I have to? And I ask my spirit, I say, do I have to? And my spirit says, you don't have to do anything, Jack. You don't have to do anything. But remember what the spirit told Juanita. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to change. You don't have to grow. You don't have to expand. But you got to question why you're so comfortable with stagnation. Because that's what it is. It's just stagnant. It's just keeping you stagnant by not doing. All right. So let's leave you guys with this. Hello, Caitlin Joe B. Craft. Hey, girl. Hey. if you guys want to share, go ahead and share down up there. If you're not part of my email list, make sure you get part of that email list. I will leave the link in the comment section. rebrand.ly/JustJackEmail. And if you want to be part of our little challenge that we're doing for the next 5 days, message me, send me the link. So this is what I read today in the Course of Miracles, and I want to just share it with you guys. It says, you can do much on behalf of your own healing and that of others if, in a situation calling for help, you think of it this way: I am here only to be truly helpful. I am here to represent Him who sent me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do because He who sent me will direct me. I am content to be wherever He wishes, knowing He goes there with me. I will be healed as I let Him teach me to heal. And so it is, right? So, ponder on that. Meditate on that. When we talk about Him, I don't see God as a man. I think God would be a woman, actually. But that God, representation of love. Just love. Love will be there with me. I am content to be wherever love wishes, knowing love goes there with me. I do not worry about what to say or what to do. I just show up because love who sent me will direct me. So many times people are asking me, what should I say on Facebook? What should I say on Facebook? I say, listen, I can make the cutest stories. I can make the most wonderful trainings. The moment I push record, something bigger and powerful steps in, says move out of the way, JustJack.com. That steps in and that shows up. That love shows up. So all you have to do is sit down or stand up, whatever you want to do, walk around, push the record button, go give love. That's amore. Tanya Hendricks, thank you so much for being you. Thank you for allowing me to be myself. Thank you. You have the best advice. Well, thank you very much. It just comes from books. No, it comes from within, actually. I can meditate on the advice. All right, I'm out of here now. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of love. If we hadn't had a conversation in a while, message me. Let's get on the phone. Let's work together. Let's go. Let's grow. Let's go serve the people in only the way we know how. Talk to you later. Bye, Felicia.